It's so exciting. I still remember my first time arriving to that Welcome to Universal sign.
Probably the most bucket list park that I've been wanting to get back to in probably 10 years, if not more. I was here 17 years ago and it's been way too long and I'm so overexcited.
Island is my favorite park as well. This was the park that we're more excited to go on this trip. Arrived in Island. So what are we going first? Are we doing Hulk or are we going straight to the
We're about to join the queue for Velocicoaster for our first ever time.
Did you love Velocicoaster?
No, I didn't. If you look at us right now, we are a little bit wet. So we've just had a very, very wet rain ride on Velocicoaster.
This was the worst, most painful rain ride I ever had in my life. On this one, we were in the front row. It was so painful. I couldn't see anything because I used contact lens. I needed to just close my eyes because of the rain. I didn't see any of the teaming. I'm not gonna rank it yet. We had the awful experience on the ride.
The reason why I don't want to rank it yet is because if I rank it after that ride, it's not a top 25.
No, but it's not because of the ride, it's just because of the experience that we had.
Did you see the person after us? He looked dry, so I think we just got very unlucky.
As soon as we left the coaster, like it's not raining anymore. There are lockers on the ride. You cannot go on the ride with anything, not even your phone. The locker is free, but it's kind of small. It was hard to put the backpack there. You need to remind to keep your park ticket because this is how you scan your locker to open. So someone
accidentally put their park ticket in.
Marcus just asked for the staff to open for him.
Our tickets are cardboard. We have a 14-day pass and we're told we have to keep the tickets for 14 days. Take photos just in case we lose it. I want to keep my ticket safe. So for example, we've just got on a rain ride. That could have soaked our ticket. I think they could have done like a better system.
You're just saying that because you forgot.
But yeah, I did put my ticket in the locker.
I mean, we both love Spider-Man.
Still love it. Great. Is it the best dark ride in the world? Like, maybe Rise is better, but I can't bring myself to say that.
I'm a bigger fan of Spider-Man than Star Wars. Usually prefer rides that don't have the 3D glasses because I understand why it has. Because it does make a huge difference to the ride. I think the 3D effect, it's needed there.
My first time seeing this.
We decided to do the Forbidden Journey now. It's only on 35 minutes. So we just done the Forbidden Journey.
I loved it. I absolutely loved that. I thought that was so unique. I've never ridden a ride like that before.
The experience starts on the queue. The queue, you go through the whole castle. If you're a Harry Potter fan, it's just insane how good it is. We just done Hulk. That's amazing. Like
I love Hulk so much. It's gone up my rankings. It is so powerful.
When I first rode Hulk, it was my number one. It was between Hulk and Manta for me. I really thought that I was not gonna enjoy that much because I didn't really care about sit-down B&Ms, but this one is so much better.
It's old B&M power. I hate Cobra rolls, but I love this Cobra roll on this. It's so snappy and amazing. A lot of people give it a lot of negativity for like after the mid-course brake run. Just pretend that's the final brake run. That's what I do. Corkscrew at the end is just a way to get you back into the station.
We just did Dr. Doomsphere fall now. It's a shot tower.
It's definitely
it's
weak. Nice to get a view of the park.
It's not bad. It's still worth doing. It usually doesn't have like big queues. We just did Velocicoaster again. It was our last ride of the day, so we get a night ride now. Not raining.
I think it was a lot better than the ride earlier, and I really enjoyed it. It's going to take me a while to think where I'd place it.
I definitely need more rides on it. I did like it. I think not as much as everyone says. Like, I still have Taron above it.
I have Taron above it still. After this morning's ride, I was really disappointed. This time I really enjoyed the first two inversions. The Monosaurus roll or Montosaurus. I'm going to learn how to say that by the end of the week. Is it the world's best inversion? Is it the best inversion in the park, to be honest? The Cobra roll, I still say on Incredible Hulk, is fantastic. Yeah, actually that's the one I'm going to be pondering over. Good morning from Universal.
So this is Universal Day 2.
It's 7:15 in the morning. We're on our way to meet a couple of friends, and then we're rushing Hagrid's.
We're getting here for the early entrance, so we need to have the ticket and our hotel card so we can scan on the entrance. Yesterday we have not done Hagrid's yet, so huge queue the whole day. So this is why this early entrance is going to really help us on Hagrid's and Velocicoaster, because both of them are included on the early entrance. I'm speechless. We're not doing a lot of videos because we were doing that with some friends, and now we just decided to go do something else. We saw that there was this show in 10 minutes, so it was like, oh yeah, so let's just go. We went there with no expectations. I didn't even know what kind of show it was. It's brilliant, it blew my mind. It's so different than everything else. You have the screen in the back, and then you have actors doing the show in front of the screen. And it's a moving platform.
Real props will appear on it.
Eventually a car will appear, eventually a building will appear. The actors are gonna interact with that.
The visuals on this screen were some of the best I think I've ever seen.
It's made in a way that sometimes I didn't even know if what was there was real or if it was from the screen. It was so immersive. Water effect, fire, wind, smoke. I was surprised. I'm so excited because it's something different that I never seen before. And I think it's so well done that it's worth doing. If you're here at Universal, don't miss that show. It's really good and it's really worth it.
Jason Bourne is critical to our country.
We're probably gonna end the day with Velocicoaster, right?
6:50 a.m.
So this is our day 3 of Universal. We're just waiting to get the bus to CityWalk.
Our bus is at 7, early entry for 8.
Oh, so we just arrived on CityWalk. We're gonna rope drop to Hagrid's. Like yesterday, Marcus got the motorbike, I got the side seat.
I'm really intrigued on how different the side seat feels to the motorbike.
And then we're going to Lost and Found because yesterday we lost our camera. We went to Lost and Found yesterday.
So once the park shuts, everyone brings all their lost and found from their area. Then they will sort it, but they do have a QR code that we filled in.
So we filled the form online. They were really friendly yesterday trying to help us. We lost all Animal Kingdom and our hotel videos from Disney and all our Universal that we had so far.
Luckily we managed to back up most of it. So we're back in Universal Studios after chilling in the hotel for a few hours. We're on our way to Mummy because we haven't done that yet because it went down yesterday for quite a lot of the day. Then when it opened, the queues were pretty big.
Yeah,
so
I'm really excited for Mum. Mum was one of my favorites.
So yesterday we did quite a lot of rides, including Rip Ride Rocket. I picked the song Eminem Lose Yourself, and that is on the secret song list. In case you don't know, on Rip Ride Rocket, you pick a song before you go on. There's only like 5 songs. There is a secret list that you can find on the internet, so it's not that secret. You hold the Rip Ride Rocket logo for 10 seconds, and then it pops up with please insert code, and you can insert a code of the song. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It's rough, but it's cool. I like the fact that they have the sound and you can choose the song, so it's interactive, and it's actually a good ride.
I think like it gets a lot of hate for no reason.
Another ride that we did yesterday is Transformers. Transformers is the same style of ride as Spider-Man. It's newer, but we both think Spider-Man is still better than Transformers. It's not only because we prefer the teaming of Spider-Man.
I felt like there was a lack of set pieces in Transformers. Every scene felt the exact same to me. Transformers come out, something goes bang, something goes boom, next.
Based on screens and 3D effects.
It's just like the
and
film.
that's it.
Bang, boom, next.
This is still a really good ride and still really worth going, even if you don't like Transformers.
I think the problem is because we have Spider-Man, we are now going to instantly compare it.
You have Island next door, and then you have Universal. You have Spider-Man there, and then you have Transformer here that is slightly not as good. And then you have King Kong there, and then you have Fast and Furious here that is not as good as well.
We did Fast and the Furious earlier. It was my first time on it. Gabby's done it before.
So it's the same style of ride as King Kong. It's a different type of ride. So you go into a big bus, and it's going through some real scenery and some screens, some effects.
You get put in the room with this huge screen around you. But the screen is about, in my opinion, 20, 30 foot too short. And all I could do was see the ceiling. Not even the ceiling, I could see the wall behind it. It just felt like the motion just felt really... I couldn't follow the motion along because I could see the wall behind.
It feels that it's so much older than it actually is. It feels like there are some old rides that has some better technology than this one that it's like newer.
You hear Fast and Furious and you expect an Intamin multi-launch going up and down a mountain with spinning cars like they're getting in Universal Hollywood.
Could do a lot more with this teaming, and they build this expectation, even on the pre-show. You go to 2 different pre-shows and then it's just like...
Jimmy Fallon.
No! God, please, no!
Yeah. People always criticize Jimmy Fallon, Fast and Furious. First time I went there, I was like very disappointed, and now I went it again, expecting the worst. It wasn't. Like, it was okay. A big room with a lot of chairs, screen, 3D glasses, and then...
Off you go, racing through New York, and then underwater, and then flying.
I actually prefer Jimmy Fallon over Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I'd do it.
If you don't have time to do everything here in this park, these are the 2 rides that I would recommend skipping if you need to choose some. Jimmy Fallon, Fast and Furious. The show that we watched yesterday that we've said, I would prefer that over any of the 2 rides.
One Stunt Tackle is probably the best thing about this park.
Yes, it is, exactly. It is. I mean, let's go do Mummy. I still love it.
It's so far ahead of its time.
Yes, it is. Because this is one of the rides that I was most impressed when I went here for the first time.
It's got a lot
So
of
it's an
aspects,
indoor
it's just so
coaster, themed as the Mummy. It has a lot of effect.
Even the coaster section launched Lift Hill. This was so far ahead of its time. Premier should have been leading the way with this. Premier should be like the leading roller coaster company.
Yeah,
after they
I
built
would
this.
love to see them building something like that, but more modern. Now we're leaving Universal, we're gonna go back to Island. Basically, we were starting every day on Island because of our early entrance. We were ending the day with a ride on Velocicoaster, but today we're ending on Hagrid's because we're gonna get a night ride on Hagrid's.
Again.
So this is our first thing here. We will go Hagrid again.
The queue's already on an hour.
Right now for us, we have Hagrid's and Velocicoaster. We always come straight to Hagrid's first and then Velocicoaster. yesterday, 10 minutes after the early entrance started, Hagrid's was in 2 hours.
Yeah.
And Velocicoaster was in 15 minutes. It's not always the same rides on the early entrance, so if you have Hagrid's as an option, go straight to Hagrid's. We just make our early entrance really worth it now.
We got on quite a lot this morning.
After Hagrid's, we came to Velocicoaster and we did like 7 in a row. The park is now just open for everyone. It's still on 15 minutes. It's a walk-on.
I'm still trying to come up with like my ideas of what I think of Velocicoaster because we've been so spoilt with all these amazing Intamin style launch coasters like Velocicoaster in the world.
I knew I needed more rides to start enjoying it more. I do appreciate it more now that I've ridden it more. I do prefer the back row. They usually let you choose.
Yeah, if you ask, they're quite accommodating, the staff, so that's nice.
My favorite part of the ride is on Top Hat. When you start dropping on row 11, it's so good.
I'm probably controversial. I prefer the first half to the second half. I really like the first 2 inversions because I'm used to the launches on, like I say, like Taron or Maverick.
Both parks has the Harry Potter area, and here you can get a train from Island to Universal.
The train is so clever.
We are currently in Hogsmeade on Island of Adventures. Here we have the 3 Broomsticks, which is the restaurant. If you read any Harry Potter books, if you watched the movies, you're going to be so amazed here because everything is so faithful to the story, and they have so many details, like so many details.
Everything
And
moves in the shop windows.
you can buy the wand and you can point at things here and they do magic, like you can see a lot of people doing that. Buying the wand is an amazing experience. So you can go here on Ollivanders, they have the store, they have like a show, the whole story of the wand choosing the wizard, so they do kind of this show, the same that happens on the movies. So many things to see. I could spend a whole day only on this Harry Potter area. Even if I don't buy anything, I love going into the shops and see everything. They have so many things like they have on the movies. You can buy the every flavor beans. Today we're gonna make this day more about Harry Potter. We're just gonna go back to the Forbidden Journey. This ride is insane. The queue is amazing.
Of witchcraft and wizardry.
So I've just done the, was it Wizarding World of Harry Potter?
No,
No,
the Harry Potter and Forbidden Journey.
Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. That was our second time on it. First time we went on the disabled exit, so that was a bit unique.
It has some screen parts and then there is a lot of real elements as well. Now we're leaving Hogsmeade, we're getting the train to the Diagonal Alley, which is in the other park with Universal Studios, and you need to have a ticket.
So we need to get our tickets out and then they'll scan that so that they know that we're allowed in both parks.
Hi. Thank you. You need to have like a park hopper ticket so you can get the train. The only way that you can go on this ride is if you have like a ticket that is valid for both parks. The train is different. If you get the train from Hogsmeade to Diagonal Alley, if you have the train back, is another experience. Now we're in Universal Studios and this is the Harry Potter area here on this park. You have the night bus. There's not much you can do. It's basically like for taking photos outside. This is the King's Cross station that we... And then here you have the Diagonal Alley. It's kind of hidden how it's supposed to be.
I do love this area.
I think it's probably my favorite themed area ever. here there is the money exchange. You can actually change your money for their money and talk to the goblins. You can ask him questions and he's just gonna answer.
Roller coaster ride with sudden and dramatic acceleration.
Butterbeer doesn't have alcohol, but if you want like beer, there's a place. And here is the other restaurant, the Leaky Cauldron. On this phone booth here, if you dial the numbers that are according to magic, you can hear an audio from the Minister of Magic.
The parking signs in Harry Potter part is actually quite accurate to the UK. The bins are not accurate though.
So it starts to rain now.
We're actually quite early, it starts in like just over 20 minutes.
I think it's really cool how Universal has these shows. This is a park that is themed to making movies. We talked about the Burn Stuntacular, and then we had this show that is a horror makeup show that is talking about how they make makeup effects for horror movies. It's like a comedy show.
It's got a lot of comedy involved because it's really aimed for children. I guess to get children into the industry. Imagine being a kid seeing this and sort of being like, wow, this is what I want.
It is a cool show. I enjoy it. It's worth doing. I don't think it's just for kids. Like, they pick people from the audience to participate on the show.
Thankfully not us.
So, yeah, if you don't like that type of thing, just try to be in the back.
If you're in the front. If you've got an express pass, you're getting picked.
Basically, they get express pass to pick the first and second row.
Here's Eddie.
So we just got off the Minions ride.
So now they have two Minions rides. There is the Villain Con here, and over there is Minion Mayhem. This is a simulator, not one of my favorites. I don't really like it. It's a bunch of people in the same room, in the cars, like 2 rows. If you're in the back row, you don't see much. And I don't know, it's just a big room with a lot of people.
When you are meant to be the Minion, you didn't feel like it. It felt like you went to the cinema and you're being thrown around on your chair.
Exactly. It feels like you're in a movie.
I mean, I enjoyed watching the Minions be funny.
I still feel like the configuration of the room is not great.
They should have just made it like a 4D cinema. And if you went in with that expectation that you're going to go watch a 4D cinema, then that's better. We've done Phil and Con as well, which is their newest ride. You're on like a standing...
it's a moving platform with a gun. It's actually quite a cool idea because it's so different than other shooting rides.
It's very unique. I've not done anything like that before.
I like the idea. I like how different it is. But as a shooting ride, it's not my favorite. So we did Men in Black as well, which is another shooting ride. This is like a regular one that you go on a car. It's cool because it spins a lot. I feel like on both of them, you don't quite feel when you actually hit things. My favorite shooting ride is Toy Story Mania that we talked about on the video from Disney Hollywood Studios. And the reason that I like so much is because when you hit something, it actually do something and you can see that you actually got that ride, not because it's adding points. You can actually feel that you're doing something there.
Sometimes I'm not a massive fan of shooting gun games, and that's why I think I quite liked Phil and Con because it felt different. But then I like Men in Black because it was iconic.
I think it's worth going just for the ride that you have there, like see everything that they made out, all the sceneries, and to get the spins. I really like the spins.
Krusty, is this a nuclear reactor?
So here we have another simulator like Simpsons ride. I actually like the system of the ride. It's like a small car with like 2 rows that is elevated to a big screen. I think it's better than the Minions that's newer.
Yes.
The quality of the image is not great. So I would love to see them just renew the video but keep the ride as it is. I would love to also see they expanding this area. They have a lot of shops and restaurants. Simpsons has so much. It's so cool. They have Moe's Tavern.
When you look on The Simpsons, they've had like episodes with Duff Gardens as mimicking Busch Gardens.
They have the Krusty Land. The ride that they have here is a simulator going through Krusty Land. But there's so much rides that they could do with that. I feel like there's more rides that they could do with the teaming. And I actually feel that the teaming here is actually quite well done. They just need more rides.
There was one part on The Simpsons ride, Marge, Homer, Bart and Lisa. They were sat on the sofa like the intro, and then it almost turned into like a drop tower.
A lot of things that they did on the simulator, they could do like in a real life, and that would be amazing.
They've wasted their opportunity with it. We're unsure if it's going to be staying now that Disney owns the rights to The Simpsons.
So now we're getting the train back to Hogsmeade because it's a different experience from the one that we had coming here.
Jurassic Park River Adventure.
I was kind of paranoid that I was gonna get wet. The ride doesn't get you wet. It ends with a drop in the water.
The drops inside.
The drop is so
good.
good. So you're starting on a boat ride to see some dinosaurs. There's a part inside. It's really good, worth doing, doesn't get you wet.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And it brings back good memories. Looks amazing.
Now there is only one ride on both parks that we still haven't done. The Rapids.
Oh, and I'm not doing that
Popeye.
now.
Oh, that's like crazy. That's the opposite of this one. That gets really, really wet. Marcus is scared because he only brought one shoe. I really wanted to do Popeye. I know it's a very good rapid. There's actually another ride that we're still missing on this park, and we're not gonna go on it because we're not allowed to.
Pterodon Flyers. I probably pronounced that wrong.
So it's the coaster right here. It's like a suspended coaster for kids.
You have to go on with a child. You're not allowed on your own.
It's such a shame that it doesn't allow us. But the area that this coaster is located, it's actually really cool. There's a lot of paths that you can walk, like a lot of stairs, a lot of indoor. I mean, just to walk around and be sad that you're not allowed on the coaster. I feel like there's nothing to not like.
Yeah.
It still doesn't amaze me. The queue amazes me.
There is a really cool animatronic.
It's massive. You stay there for a while. You have time to pay attention to all the details.
There's construction going on in Toon Lagoon, so we can't go and
which is a shame.
No, we're going to go get food. To be honest, if we weren't getting food, I would be tempted with Popeyes now.
Really? Should we?
Get food? Yes.
So we just went back to Lost and Found. We're going to Panda Express here in CityWalk. I love CityWalk. I think CityWalk is better than Disney Springs, and everything is connected. You can walk from one to another. Like, we're just leaving the park in the middle of the day. We're gonna quickly have something to eat, walk around. We're coming back to the park.
Bigger plate, honey shrimp, orange chicken, teriyaki chicken, chow mein.
Now we're going back to Island, back on Hulk for a few more times today. Then we're gonna go back to Fun Spot after for a couple of cheap beers. Hulk is my favorite coaster in this park. It is intense. It has an amazing launch. It has an amazing cobra roll followed by a loop that it's so intense, that part. It goes over water, goes into a tunnel, has smoke effects, has an amazing onboard audio. I think one of the best onboard audios that I have ever seen in a coaster. The song is so good. I just love it so much. Thinking that we needed to have Velocicoaster as our first ride here, it's not. And it's still a really good ride. Really enjoy it, and there's some really good elements that I really appreciate, but not as much as hoped. We had another last ride as well on Spider-Man, which I'm so glad we did, because after doing Transformers and then going back to Spider-Man, I could really see like how much better it is.
So it takes each scene a lot slower and it gives you time to pause and see some scenery.
If you're coming here to Islands of Adventure, don't skip on them. They're amazing and I love them. We're still trying to decide what to do today. Water park weather, we're just gonna run, do a couple of rides, come back to the hotel, finish packing. That's the coaster we're going. We're going on Velocicoaster because Hagrid's is shut. We couldn't leave here without a last ride on Velocicoaster. So this is all our morning was about here. One ride on Velocicoaster, one ride on Hulk, just to say goodbye. I feel so happy to see that one of my childhood best coasters is still one of my best coasters.
There's no camera.
The weather is looking great now, so...
Swimming costumes.
The theming that you see in the entrance of the park is pretty cool. We just got into the park. They gave us
Wearable watch type thing.
so we're gonna use this to purchase things and to queue virtually for some rides, and it also activates some things like water and light effects in some pools.
Yeah, it got them.
Change it now. We have our bathing suits on. To rent a locker is $25 a day. We're not gonna do that because we're not spending $25 on lockers, especially because we only have like 2 hours at the park. And last time I came here, I just left our thing on the chairs and went for a swim. I usually do that in water park. I know that's not like the safest option, but I'm not gonna pay $25 for a lock. We're just gonna be for a couple of hours, so maybe get a pina colada and drink it at the beach. And I mean, the volcano looks pretty cool. So on the volcano, there is like the main water slide.
Vertical trapdoor slide. It sells beer and maybe other drinks. Yes.
To the bar. I was planning to get a cocktail. They came with the souvenir cup and they are $17.50 each. And there's no option of getting them without the souvenir cup. I'm not paying $17.50 for a cocktail, so we just...
You do get a discount afterwards, but we're only here for a couple hours, so...
Yeah, with the
it's not worth it
refills.
for us.
Yeah. So the plan today was island, hotel, Volcano Bay, hotel bar, and then leave to Tampa. Marcus just found out something.
Gabby's never been on Dudley Do Ripsall Falls.
I have.
You have?
Yes.
You said you haven't? Oh. Well, I never thought
So
Gabby's been on.
my first time, I tried and I couldn't. My second time, I went to Universal for like 7 days. Every day I went there. Something happened every time. They stopped for maintenance, they closed the ride due to the rain. So on my last day, I was just quickly passing by before going to the airport and they opened. So I went there and then I got soaked and then I got my flight back to Brazil. And now is our last day and we were getting ready to leave this park. Marcus just found out.
It's just opened.
Yeah, it was closed during our whole trip here. We actually do have time, like this park closed at 5. Islands is still open. Should we do that? We're gonna do that. It's a lot of parks on one day. Here on this park, you can rent some cabins here on the beach, but there's also plenty of chairs that you can sit for free. You can also rent towels. We got towels from the hotel, which was actually allowed to do. The person on the reception actually told us that if we were coming to Volcano Bay, we could just take towels from our hotel pool, so no money on towel rental as well. First time I did it, it was my first trapdoor slide. I was pretty scared. Have you done one of these before?
Yes.
Where?
Wet and Wild in Florida.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Drop slides.
What did you think?
Yeah, it's good. It was fast. That was really fast. Yeah, straight down. That was fun.
I said that usually on water parks, I just leave my stuff. This week,
We've already had one camera stolen.
so we just didn't want to risk it. So Marcus went on the slide. Now we're just gonna take turns.
I am cold now. The sun's starting to go down.
I'm going down. It's very good.
Yes.
It's worth doing. With this slide, the anticipation is scary when you're there. Once you start dropping, it's really good.
Hopefully, it's getting cold now. It's a 125-foot drop.
Recently, we went to a park that was one of these, Far Up Summerland. There was like a loop. Some people were scared on that too. Just came straight from Volcano Bay. We're going to do the water rides. Water rides in plural because if we're doing do ride groups so falls, we're also gonna do Popeye. So we just made it to Island. I didn't thought we were coming back here today.
I'm really looking forward to stuff to do because when we were here during the week, the way they had the boards up looked really, really ugly. Kind of made Islands of Adventure not feel complete.
Have been on both water rides.
We did the double, we did Dudley Doos and Popeyes.
At night. I thought it was actually pretty cool that we did it during the night. The Dudley Doo has an indoor section that it was really cool during at night.
Yes, but it's like with Popeyes, a lot of the reason why you're wet is because of the actual effects, like buckets tipping on you.
We're completely soaked. Now we just left Island for the last time on this trip.